Alright, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. What's going on, everybody? This is Kevin's 2013 Infiniti G37 IPL edition, and it is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. This particular build was a lot of learning lessons for me that I've already learned, and number one on that lesson is do not try and fix other people's work, because I take financial hits as a result of that. So, I'm not going to complain about it, I'm just going to show you what I did, but understand that this build came to me originally because 10 years ago, he had a headlight build done for him by another company. Now, for a headlight build to last 10 years, that's really impressive. And quite honestly, when I looked at it originally, I was impressed with it. I thought it looked really good, and I had high hopes for being able to salvage some of the internals, and therefore I thought that it would take a lot less labor in order to do this build than it actually did. So unfortunately, once reality kicks in, the truth of the matter is undoing that someone else's work takes twice as long as just starting off fresh. So I wish I had just started with a brand new set of headlight housings rather than trying to remedy this, but whatever, here we are. This is what I did. First and foremost, if you can't tell, I did a color match paint job all throughout the interior on that outer bezel. This is an absolutely gorgeous color. If I go far away, you'll see it basically looks like a black car, but it's got beautiful deep reds and purples in it, and it shines gorgeously in the light. He decided that he wanted some chrome accents on the inside, so he left the shroud chrome, and we also left that little nipple right there in the high beam location chrome. But the reflector bowl in the back is painted, as well as the trim bits on the back side of it. Those are all painted, and then this Talon section up top was a big project. That, of course, got painted as well. You can see the details a little bit better on this side, so I'm going to point out that on the original G37, there's already this Talon shape. However, that's a big reflector bowl for the turn signal. So what I did was I molded some plastic, and I kind of closed off that entire backside, sandblasted this Talon shape, masked it off for the paint job, and then I backlit it with a Diode dynamic switchback strip. Very similarly, on the front of this projector, I masked off and painted the 5 dots that go around the projector in the shroud, and then sandblasted those ridges that are also in that shroud, and added a Diode dynamics switchback halo up front. There's also a hidden strip section that's in this high beam location. You'll see then that's going to light up that reflector bowl pretty nicely once I show it off. And finally, the last really big bit was this side amber reflector delete that I did. This is really hard for me to pick up on the camera, so I'm gonna do my best. So the original build had these clear inserts that the original builder had made and put in there, and that's a really cool thing. These are out of like lighting diffusers, so that was well done. However, it was mounted with brad nails, so I wasn't too impressed with that. So what I did was I took the shape, I made a jig out of it, out of MDF, and then I transferred that shape to a piece of 1/8 inch thick semi-transparent acrylic, machined an 1/8 inch roundover onto it, and then masked off this thin strip that you can see there before the paint job, and that allowed me to backlight it, and so I have this beautiful, simple, curved strip that goes along in that reflector location, and it just blends in perfectly. This is the other side, if we can see it any better, but you can see there's just that one little strip, and so what that allowed me to do was to use straight sections of 3-inch long switchback strips and kind of make it in sections so that it would appear that it was just a nice curved strip. I love the result that it gave me, but it was a lot more work than I had originally anticipated. So without further ado, here it is in the parking light mode lit up. So let's first look at that beautiful, nice curved strip that I made. You can see the illuminated Talon, and then we've got the halo up front, and the high beam location has a nice ambient glow to it. Now, I don't know if you noticed on that driver's side headlight, but the headlight housings are fairly old. This is a 2013, so we're talking about a 10-year-old headlight housing. However, since we pretty much had already exceeded budget, unfortunately a restoration and preservation service was not in line. So all these products that you're seeing here, the strips and the halos, are Diode Dynamics dual intensity switchback products, meaning when we turn on the headlights, they're all going to dim down, which was an important requirement for this client. Now, I've just turned on the headlights. We are running a factory HID system. This is the factory ballast and the factory projectors. However, I did do the clear lens upgrade, which definitely is going to help the cutoff be a little bit sharper and crisper. And I don't expect you to be able to tell on camera, but once those headlights turned on, all of those products actually dimmed down a little bit dimmer. And for my last trick, we have the switchback feature. So this is the turn signal, which is really intense. Our Talon blinks, our little strip on the side blinks, our halo up front blinks, and as you can see, we've got little strips behind the sandblasted sections in the shroud that also illuminates. That's the only thing that I actually was able to salvage from the original build and install, and I assure you, salvaging damaging it and maintaining it and reinstalling it was not a pleasurable experience, and I would have preferred to do that slightly differently if I did it again in the future. Also, that ambient blinking in the high beam location is a really clutch addition, so I'm real pleased with that. And this is what it looks like on the other side. Overall, I'm extremely pleased with this build. Again, I would have done it several different ways had I had a little bit more freedom and I wasn't trying to repair a previous build. But after taking 2 months off for summer vacation and coming back, I'm a little rusty on quoting people on how I do my job, so like I ran with it, and honestly, it still came out great. So I'm happy, client's gonna be happy, everyone's gonna win at the end, so no big deal. Building unique, one-of-a-kind creative headlights is definitely my passion, so this was a really fun build, and I'd love to do another G37 anytime in the future. So if you've got a car that you want me to build some super sweet headlights, by all means, submit a build request via the form on my website and you can be considered for a future build queue. If you're just interested in the products and the pricing for this particular build, that will also be located in the video description, so be sure to check that out. That's all I've got to say about this beautiful G37. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. See ya.